We're doing it.
We're doing it.
We're doing
Making it happen.
Things are happening.
We're making it happen. I was immediately just gonna go, hey, you like coffee? And I was like, you know, it doesn't even feel like we were on hiatus, because I was just gonna jump into talking about coffee.
Are you gay and like coffee? Then do I have a product for you?
Yeah, right?
It's called gay coffee.
It's called gay coffee.
It's called a gay cup of coffee.
That's kind of coffee.
Yeah.
Specifically, coffee made by Grinding Coffee Co., who kind of sponsors our videos, sort of. Either way, it's delicious coffee. If nothing else, I shouldn't drink it, but do.
Sorry, I just noticed audio is good, by the way, Jason. Hey, first stream back and audio hasn't been messed up. That's, you know,
Like,
I'll
have
take
to
that.
mention that to Jason repeatedly throughout the stream, just randomly. Hey, Jason, the audio's still good.
Hey, audio sounds fantastic. You know,
Audio is immaculate.
that good sound.
Fabulous.
You know what else is immaculate? Grinding
Coffee Co.
Wait, Casper, if I want some Grinding Coffee Co. coffee...
Did you have a note down to remember what it was?
No, I just turned that way because it happens to be I'm watching the stream as well.
Oh.
Hey.
I thought you were like Grinding Coffee Co. Coffee Co. Coffee.
I got it right. Hey, if I want some Grinding Coffee Co. coffee and I want to save some money, how do I do that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked, friend. What you're going to go ahead and do is you're going to go ahead and click that link in the chat. There is a link that's Grinding Coffee Co. /ref Nexilis. And if you use promo code Nexilis Games, you'll get 10% off your order.
Whoa, 10%?
Off of your
That's a
order.
whole 10 fingers.
Yeah, off your order.
Off your order. 10 fingers off your order.
It's a more literal. What is it? What was it? Is it the 10-finger discount or the 5-finger discount?
It's 5-finger, and that's theft.
Discount.
We're not encouraging theft.
Double the finger, double the
Listen,
sign.
We're encouraging you to use our discount code to get 10% off of your order at checkout from Grinding Coffee Co. Please don't commit theft. The T in LGBT doesn't stand for theft here. It does not.
I was gonna make a joke, and then I wasn't sure about the punchline, so it didn't happen in the right order. But anyway, bye now.
Bye now. Get your coffee. Get your coffee, your mugs, your hoodies, your masks, I think there was a hat.
Your coffee.
Your coffee.
Can't
Your
forget
cold
the coffee.
brew.
No, I'm
pretty
not
sure they have
buying any
decaf now.
coffee.
Yeah.
good.
I saw something about decaf.
Call me when they sell tea.
Yeah.
They should sell
They
tea.
should sell
Hopefully,
tea.
they should someday, maybe.
We'll
see.
call them up and say, hey, you know what else is really queer? Tea.
Tea is super queer.
Tea is super queer. You gotta get it on your website. You gotta sell it so everybody can drink tea. But hi, everyone. It has been a minute since Nexilis Games had a stream. And last time, I wasn't sitting in this seat. Well, I mean, I was sitting in this seat, but I wasn't sitting in this spot on the screen. Yeah, I have a different label today. I'm a DM today. Welcome to my world. You're in my world.
Welcome to my twisted mind.
I mean,
Ready for chaos.
yeah. We're coming back from Nexilis Games. I don't know if anybody's seen any announcements, but we're coming back with a different kind of schedule where we're alternating games every other week. So this week, we're playing something fresh, something new, and then next week we're going to be coming back with Clocked In, which is where we kind of left off last time before holiday events and breaks for mental health. Do things for
We
your
love to
mental
see it.
health, please.
Which are important. They're super important.
They
Please
really
take care of your
is.
mental health.
Yes.
Please do. But now that we're back, we're going to take another little vacation, a little vacay. And, I mean, you four aren't, unfortunately.
No, we work.
You work.
Oh, no.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm always vacationing.
Valid.
All right. Well, I'm working, so.
Vacation
Okay, then
one.
3 of you are working. 1 of you is just here to enjoy. But we are venturing onto the SS Verbena today. This is going to be a mini campaign with some new faces. So before we get started, does everyone want to introduce themselves? Just kind of give a short little blurb about yourself, pronouns, and all that good stuff, so we can introduce ourselves to the chat and to everybody who's watching. Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Good night, guys.
Never mind then. We
no.
can start in the order of the overlay, so we'll start with Olivia.
Oh, hello. Sorry you cannot see my face, but hello, I am Olivia. My pronouns are she, her. What? I don't know what else to say. Hello, I've
You like
never
pirates.
been here on Nexilis Games. Hello.
Yeah, you also did some artwork.
That I did.
You did do
That-
artwork.
I did do that. That I did.
And I mean, you've already, with Nexilis Games, your artwork has already been in the intermission, so people have seen your stuff before.
I guess that do be true.
Chat, if you remember Hot
Hot
Dodorian
Dodorian.
from Lotus House, or that one really iconic piece of art of Baby and Pollux from Aylmere.
Yep.
Oh god.
The yield
Yeah,
artwork.
that was Olivia.
Yeah, that was Olivia. Olivia drew the yield
Yay.
scene. So that's...
Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
also have some NPCs that I'll be posting the artwork of into the Rebukers chat at some point at the end of stream for everybody to see the NPCs that will be meeting during our little campaign. You can hang out and see those there. All right.
We should also go on Instagram as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
because Cass will just steal them.
Yeah.
5-finger discount.
Yeah, there we go. That's the 5-finger discount.
There it is. Alrighty, Mish.
Hi, I'm Mish. I'll be playing a wonderful little musician, hence the joke of saying that he's on vacation, because this man's work is his love. Anyways, I use he, him pronouns. You can also hear me do other fun voice things on Jar of Rebuke as Dr. Demon, and coming up later on in the Soft-Boiled Detective as Zyla. So, and I'm also looking forward to doing more Nexilis games because I love all of these nerds.
Yes. Yes.
We love you too.
Yay.
Ashley.
I am Ashley Kraft. I use they, them, and z, them pronouns. I'm going to be playing George Lamberte. He's navigation and also has a little bit of medical knowledge as well. I am the creator of the podcast Finley and the Chaos Crew, which is also part of Thesperience, and our third episode is going to come out in the next month or so, so I'm very excited about that. I do art, I do writing, I do all different sorts of things, and I created like the Nexilis logo and stuff like that, so do lots of fun things like that, and I'm very excited to play George tonight.
You're also our resident live tweeter.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like,
I am.
you're the one who kind of catalogs all of the things that happen during stream
It's true.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
And it is
Yep.
so good to go back after stream and just read through the thread of all the memes. Oh, it's so
Well,
good.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
good.
And if people have seen the painting pieces in the intermission videos, Ashley has done a lot of Nexilis Games painting live streams where they'll paint different characters.
Yay.
So if you've seen that art in the intermission video, that's from them.
Whee.
Wow, Ashley, how do I get to be as cool as you are?
Try different things and do your best at them.
Ooh, already lost.
You can always try again tomorrow.
Try again tomorrow.
No.
You'll get it. I believe in you.
Oh no. Cass.
I've missed this. Hello. My name is Casper Oliver. Today my pronouns are they, them, and he, him. I am typically DM on this stream, so I am very excited to be in the player's seat with Jason as DM again. It's been too long. What is it? The Revenge of the DM? But in all sincerity, I am playing Carter Num, who is the head patissier or the head pastry chef. Jason is upset because I, of course, named him after a pun, but that's neither here nor there. And yeah, I am in almost all Thesperience projects because I can't stop, and I love you all. I am in Finley. I am with Mish in the Soft Boiled Detective. We have the little poster right there. Jar Rebuke, all that jazz. Hello. And if you see the really weird tweets that the Nexilis Games Twitter makes, that's me.
Just the weird ones?
No, all of them, but the weird ones are where my personality really shines.
Nice. We'd love to see it and read it.
I forgot to introduce my character.
Oh, quick,
Who
do
you
that.
playing?
Do it.
I don't
Who
think I
are
did
you?
either.
Who are you?
Hello, I'll be playing Piper Trill or Pips. She's a harpy and one of the servers on our beautiful ship, SS Verbena. I was about to say 7 different words and none of them were Verbena.
It's okay.
that
Your brain's
another-
on One Piece. It's fine.
Is that also a pun name?
Maybe. You never know.
Wait, her name is Piper Trill, and
Yeah.
she's a harpy.
Yeah.
It's bird jokes. I can't believe this is happening to me.
And Paper Trail, right? Because
Oh.
server?
I didn't even think of that.
Unbelievable.
That's the joke I thought you were going through was Paper Trail, because server?
The joke I was going for was the fact that she's a harpy and like harpies are supposed to be singers.
Yeah.
So Piper, like a piper. Oh, Jeepers Pro.
It's a joke within a joke. It's 2 jokes.
It's multi-layered.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
this is a high level joke. Even I don't understand it.
You
That's a high level
didn't even
bird pun.
notice. It was just way up there. Oh my gosh.
And
I
Jason.
can't escape the puns. Ever.
No.
Never.
Wonderful.
Oh, Olivia.
Introduce yourself, Jason.
Hi.
It's your turn.
Hi, I'm Jason. I affectionately refer to myself as the Nexilis Games himbo. For good reason. I only ever play himbos. I'm trying to break that streak. But it just
Don't
ends
break
up.
the streak, just keep being himbos.
I know. If I could, I would. I do play on the Clocked In streams, and I was on previous Nexilis game streams as a player, and I DM'd for Another Morning in Aylmere, which was my first ever mini campaign that I came up with. So this one is, I caught the DM bug, so now I'm back, and you can't stop me. I'm just back again. But yeah, I do graphic things, so all of the graphics that you see for overlays and intros and outros and intermissions, I put that together. I've been working on the Nexilis Games fandom wiki page that has all of the information that will be going up over time. We have a ton of information, so it's going to be, it's going to be a long project to get everything up there, but it's going to have information from all of our campaigns. I think right now it has all of our episodes listed and just about all of the descriptions for the campaigns themselves. So that's all up there and available to look at. Like I said before in the Discord server, if you take notes at all for anything regarding these streams, sending it my way would be fantastic, because it would give me an opportunity to not have to work so much to get things up on the fandom wiki. But pretty great. It's gonna look really nice. I also do voice actor stuff, so people have, heard me do stuff. I was a river monster once. I was a shadow person once. I was a goth dad once. Upon a forever once.
You're always a goth dad.
Hey,
You are the goth dad.
Well, it's okay. It's fine.
It's an honest living.
Yeah, it pays the bills. Not really, but I wish. Yeah, and I will be your master of ceremonies, and I will be your captain today. And for the
Ahoy.
next couple sessions, I will be piloting this boat. So, I guess, if all of the introductions are out of the way, I think everyone's said all that they want to say. No one wants to plug anything real fast? No?
Super quick, if you want to support any of us, whether it's like some of us have Ko-fis, some of us have Patreons, all sorts of stuff, you can find all the links in the card to follow all of us on Twitter, Instagram, wherever. So at any point you can find us through that link. That is it. I'm good to go.
Nice. Also, quick PC pronouns for your characters. I mean, I
George
guess you could
uses
just
he,
pop
him.
them. Yeah. Or you could pop them in the chat. Either or.
Okay.
Nessa's
Atticus
here.
also
Hello,
uses
Nessa.
he, him.
He, him. He,
Hi,
him.
Nessa.
Hi.
He, they.
Pips uses she, her.
And she, her. Cool, cool, cool.
Right. And Carter uses he, they, but he leaning. So.
Got you, got you. I hope. Well, I mean, now it's been documented in video and audio form forever. And everyone will be able to hear it always if they rewatch it. So there we go. Figured that out. Nice, nice, nice. Alrighty. Now, I think it's about time that we got ready to embark on this journey. Let us begin. You all are employed on a cruise ship. This cruise ship has been around for not nearly as long as a lot of vacation destinations, but it's unique in that it will be coming up on its 50th voyage anniversary. And for a cruise ship that's, just starting out in this day and age, that's a huge deal. It's gone almost around the continent, almost, but not quite. There's still a few thousand miles it has left to travel before it can say that it's traveled as far as one ship can go. But you've seen a majority of those travels. You've been on this crew for probably at least a quarter of these, if not more, of the 50 travels. And this place seems to be close to a second home to you all. From your different places that you've come from, the different jobs you've previously had that you've tried to escape from, different jobs that, you were sick and tired of and you needed some change, or maybe this is your first opportunity to get out of your homes, your communities, your towns, and see a little bit more of the world. And so this opportunity to ride on the SS Verbena has been your calling to the ocean, and the ocean has accepted you as a part of the family that is this crew. Now we're going to start by talking a little bit about what we all witnessed for this 50th voyage. The people that are getting on probably paid top dollar to be here. Whether they were gifts bought for themselves, business trips, there are a few business people that are here to kind of engage in some, standard business practices with coworkers. You have a few people that are here just to get away. You have people that are celebrating. You have families. You have friends. Maybe a wedding party or two. You don't know. It could be literally anyone. You've seen it all. They're all getting aboard the Verbena at dock. They're beautifully dressed. Bags upon bags full of different kinds of clothes, evening gowns, day wear, sundresses, hats, huge hats. Big hat boxes, suits, clothes for lounging by the pool or by the beach, and just a bunch of people that are looking for a good time. They're looking to enjoy themselves, and they're looking for adventure, to see something they haven't seen before. And you're all ready to kind of accept them and make this journey meaningful to them. We start our journey in navigation. The captain is getting ready to test all of the different valves, all of the different dials, set a course, make sure everything is in order. His name is Captain Russell Edwards. He is a very grizzled gentleman, graying a little bit, hair pulled back into a loose ponytail at the base of his neck. He's wearing something akin to like military robes, but it's more dressy, especially for a cruise ship. He is dressed to the nines, and he is ready to kind of welcome everybody onto the ship. But he's not really one for kind of communicating and engaging in social interaction with these people. He's just kind of there to be a figurehead for the ship and know that he is the pinnacle of safety and guidance for this cruise. He is also working alongside a talented group of navigators, including Ashley's character. Do you want to give a little bit of insight as to what George does in navigation? What sort of things do you imagine George doing as part of the navigation team?
Probably researching different types of things they should look out for, like underwater, structures and rock formations and things like that, and making sure that, maybe double checking, making sure all the navigation instruments are calibrated properly, maybe going above deck and looking and, making sure like, yeah, it looks like these are correct. Making sure that, maybe trying to do a little bit of helping the other people navigation, communicating those things to the other crew members. That's what I picture.
Nice. So as you're kind of going about looking at all of the different things that you kind of have, you'd probably have a checklist of things that you're going through, making sure that everything's in order before you kind of give the okay to the captain. He actually notices you kind of going about work, and he kind of wanders over. He's a little nervous, but not in the way that would make him seem any less intimidating than he is as a boss, as a mentor, as some kind of, figurehead again. He kind of has his hands behind his back, and he kind of shuffles over, kind of looks over your shoulder a bit, just kind of seeing what you're doing. Just kind of... Everything look good?
Indeed it does. I've checked off everything so far, and there's been no issues.
Perfect. Are you going to check it twice or a third time? Maybe just
I always do.
case. I'm sorry. I know you.
No,
I understand
I
that you know how to. I know you know how to do your job. It's.
I meant it in the playful way. I know you know.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is. I know you understand that this is an important, journey. The big
Indeed,
5-0. But
I'm honored to be part of it.
And you proved to be an invaluable resource to this navigation team. I'm glad that you
Thank
can
you,
be
sir.
here for our
Thank you.
50th.
That means a lot.
It's not so much a celebration of the ship itself, but a celebration of the crew. So I do hope that you give yourself some time to enjoy this cruise just as much as the guests.
Indeed, I will, sir. I have my books and my sketchbooks and everything all ready to go if we see anything interesting.
Perfect.
Which I know we will.
You'll have to share those with me when you get
I
them
definitely
all sketched
will.
out.
Exactly.
Perfect. Well, I won't keep you too long. I'll let you get back to it. I should be making an announcement shortly about our departure, but good luck.
I look forward to it, sir. Thank you.
And he's going to kind of wipe a bit of sweat from his brow and kind of head back to the main bridge to kind of talk with some of the other navigators, some of the other people in charge of weather patterns, the stuff like that. But he does talk to a very tall, if I can get the picture because I need to describe the individual, a very tall dragonborn. Kind of gold tinted, orangey reds, very sparkly against the sun as he kind of stands in the window. He's similarly dressed in very elaborate uniform-esque garb, but not so much in terms of militant like the captain, but more performative, more something like a costume as opposed to a uniform. And the captain kind of talks to this individual for a little bit before the Dragonborn kind of, oh, yes, of course, and kind of turns and scurries out to kind of make preparations for what you would know to be kind of the welcoming ceremony that they kind of host on cruises to kind of welcome people on and kind of get everybody situated and kind of be the face of the cruise, not so much the captain, but more the face of the activities. And the term would be cruise director. So this individual is the person that's in charge of the entertainment. They're in charge of the dining. They're in charge of literally everything that makes the crew and the cruise run smoothly. So this is the person that would be making the social interactions with the guests and is kind of going off to handle all of the things that the captain's like, yeah, no, not for me, thanks. So that individual has kind of run off, and in passing, passes the troubadours that are getting their things together and kind of bumps into an individual that is kind of slender, kind of very lithe, very graceful in their motions, and is refusing to pick up a single box or bag. They are a changeling with long, kind of flowing sleeves, white hair that just kind of puffs a little bit at the bump as this dragonborn individual kind of knocks into them, and they kind of turn on their heels with like a very elaborate and extra scoff, just like well, how dare you? Rude, disrespectful. Can't believe somebody would be so rude as to do that when I am preparing for the events of this ship cruise. Oh, goodness gracious. And, like, turns back, and this is where Atticus would be working. So, I want to know, what sort of things do you think Atticus would be doing to prepare for setting sail?
He'd probably look, unfortunately, very similar to this character who has been bumped into. He's brought his things onto the ship, right? And everyone else can take theirs. Whatever. Atticus is an equally tall creature with dark blue, light blue, and gray skin with whale shark patterning across it. His tail, which mimics kind of one of those thresher tails with the very long fin at the end, has probably knocked a couple of things over already, not because he is unbalanced or anything with it, but just because he's a brat. He's more likely been helping them out. He's probably caught the eye of a couple of young, giggling rich girls who have just gotten onto the ship, and he is sliding over to present them with Calliope, his violin, which is a beautiful deep redwood violin, and showing it off to them and just letting them know that this is an extremely rare violin, and I don't let just anybody hold it. He lets everybody hold it. Let's be very clear there. And as he's flirting, he's not looking to like pickpocket them or anything. His days of doing that have long since passed. He's very genuinely trying to flirt and maybe see if they want him by his table later, where he will later steal food from them while they're not paying attention.
Oh, wonderful. The changeling individual that's kind of orchestrating the movement of these boxes and cases kind of catches you out of the corner of their eye, and you know that they don't care much for the spontaneity of Atticus's flirtatious nature, just because it's like, we have something that we're doing and you're off gallivanting around, meeting people and kind of getting in with the guests so you could perform later. So they kind of walk over as you're kind of showing off your violin and maybe playing a few little like crooning melodies, and they kind of tug on your clothes a little bit. Excuse me? Are you busy at the moment?
Oh, my. No is the correct answer for this line of questioning, right?
That would be correct. Yes, you are not busy. You are well, you should be busy. You should be busy.
Yes. Of course, yes. Where are my manners? I should be helping with the luggage and such. Yes,
Yes, I
of
don't know why you
course.
said that as a question when it should be a statement. You
Oh,
should be helping with the luggage instead of
oh, of
flirting
course.
with people that you're going to see later. You should be.
Flirting.
Yes,
No,
I can see.
goodness.
Oh, I am wise to your ways. I've seen it multiple times before, and you're not going to get out of this one so easily. And they're going to grab you by the arm and just kind of pull you away back to the luggage to make sure that you're doing your job, and just
And he whines the whole way back.
yes, I understand you don't like what is going on here, but you have a job to do, and I'm going to make sure that you do your job, okay? And then you can, on your free time, you cannot do that. You can just not do that.
Ah, you make a fine argument there, my dear.
It is not an argument. It is me just telling you how it should be, or else you won't go
Ah,
on the next cruise. And then they're going
yes.
to kind of turn on their heels and kind of motion towards the things that need to be set up, including a box that's supposed to go into one of the dining rooms to be kind of set up for music to be played at like meal times. It's like a tiny stage, some like curtains to be drawn, stuff like that. And amongst the people kind of scurrying around in that dining room are the wait staff, which are getting the tables ready, kind of dressing them nicely with, fine china, glasses, getting ready to be filled with water for when the lunch individuals come in to have, mid-afternoon meals. And one of those individuals is Olivia's character. So, what would Piper be doing at this point in time?
Uh, she would definitely be flittering about, maybe a little frantic. She knows what to do. She's done this 100 times, but she still is a little frantic trying to get things, especially because it's the 50th anniversary and wants to make sure everything's perfect. So she's like muttering to herself, like, spoon goes over there, fork goes over there, make sure it's at this angle, kind of trying to make sure everything's all set up and looking nice. Second guessing herself definitely while placing things on the table, triple checking the water, trying not to knock over anything or trip, which she probably does a few times.
I'm pretty sure there would be one moment where your foot kind of gets caught on a chair as you're kind of rushing around a corner, and before you can kind of catch yourself, there's an arm that kind of grabs onto your wrist to kind of help you back up. And it's a halfling woman who is dressed not as similarly to your server's uniform, but kind of has what looks like a housekeeping dress on. So, like, very frilly skirt, blacks and whites, with a kind of like an apron almost that kind of accentuates like the frills of the upper parts of the sleeves. Hair is very, very straight, pulled back into a bun, kept out of her face, although there are bangs that continue to flop in front of her eyes, but she doesn't seem to mind as much. But she seems just as frantic as you are when she kind of helps you back up, and she's immediately kind of dusting off your clothes to make sure that there isn't any dust. Like, there can't be anything on your clothes. And she's kind of dusting you off. She doesn't even ask. She's just going about, just kind of making sure everything is kind of off and that you're nice and neat and tidy. And she kind of fixes your cravat a little bit, kind of fixes your collar a little bit, kind of muses with your hair a little bit, and just, kind of, no, well, kind of fixes it again. Fixes it back the other way. No, I know, calm down. It has to, no. Do you
Is
mind
it
if
okay? I You sure? I could. Do you want me to change out for a new one?
No,
I
no,
y-
no, no, I'm sorry. How, I just, and then she just takes your cravat just off. She just takes it off and then reties it back on pretty much in the exact same way that you had it before. So it looks no different from the way that it originally was, but she kind of like goes back in and fixes it and fluffs it up a little bit. Fluffs your hair up a little bit. Getting there. Very close.
Is there something I could do? I mean, I still have to fill some glasses with water and refill some of the pitchers, but is there anything I should do before the guests come in?
No, I think you're doing well. I think you're doing fine. You're doing fine for the moment. But I'll be back around momentarily just to see what's going on, if anything needs to be fixed. And she kind of leads forward again and just slightly just kind of like straightens the very end of your collar. Just cannot let go the fact that your collar might slightly be off. But if you were to look at it in a mirror, it looks fine.
You could see Pip's feathers kind of trembling a little bit.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be all up in your space. It's you look nice. You really do. You really look good. Yep. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. I'm gonna go.
She's nodding her head very frantically.
And she kind of like looks over and she notices that one of the servers that's just gone into the kitchen has their cravat untied, just kind of hanging over their shoulders. And she's like, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go try not to strangle somebody. And she just disappears into the kitchen to go kind of accost this individual who is so out of uniform, even though it's just a thing around the neck. But as she kind of rushes in, she just, hey, excuse me, hey, you, yeah, could you come over here for a second, please? I need to fix something. And the minute this other server notices that she's kind of trailing after them, they're turning around and going right back out, and they're like, nope, I'm not dealing with her right now. She's not going to let her, and she's not, And she immediately turns, and there are a bunch of chefs that are trying to get things ready, kind of organizing, foods and plates to get things out into, the dining room for people to eat. And she's kind of shoving some chefs out of the way. She's like, excuse me. And she's very small. So she's kind of like pushing at like the insides of knees and like legs, and just, she's like even like shouldering somebody's butt to just like get out of the way. And she's just like losing her mind that she has to get to this individual before any guest sees them out of uniform. And she manages to kind of push her way past Carter. Carter, what would you be doing to prepare for setting sail?
So first, Carter has hair about my length, but it's straight and it's like kind of an orangish right at the ginger. Pulled back into a short little ponytail. Traditional, chef's garb. So the white shirt kind of buttoned up, pulled up the neck. Has freckles peppered all across his face, like bright green eyes. And in that moment, he was probably, what I imagine is he was kind of leaned over, piping some cream. And he's like in it, The thing is, Carter kind of does his best work under pressure. He's used to it. He's used to like high stakes. He's used to everything needing to happen immediately. So he's kind of just going with the vibe of everyone freaking out about it being the 50th. He's fine. He's chill until he gets bumped by someone pushing past him, I imagine, especially if he's piping something, he gets shoved into the dessert.
Oh,
Like,
no.
you know those fancy cream puffs that are like they're cut in half and then they like shape them into swans and it's like cream. He's like trying to pipe some of that in there.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
And just as soon as she's, hey, watch it!
And you just hear, sorry, sorry, sorry. And she, like, you know, she disappears behind the door back out into the dining room.
Ay, ay, ay.
And as you kind of look back at what you were doing, the cream puff that you were piping into, you've cracked part of the halves. The cream that you were piping into is now kind of spilling out onto the table. You might have squeezed a little too hard on the piping bag, and now there's cream and broken pastry on the table.
This very, very classy looking Kalashtar. Just, oh, son of a bitch!
Everyone in the kitchen kind of stops, turns, and you hear a voice from the back that you know is your employer.
Just die.
kind of step up and go, "Hey! Language."
Sorry, chef.
A little louder, I couldn't hear you.
I said sorry, chef.
And then he kind of gets back to what he was doing. As you go back to kind of clean up the mess that you've made, you hear a voice kind of resonating around you that you know is your quarry.
No.
Yes. Oh, yes. You just kind of hear, "You done fucked up, bud?"
Thanks, Don.
Can't pipe for shit, huh?
You know what? I was piping pretty. This is all internal.
Mm-hmm.
I was piping pretty fucking good till I got my ass bumped.
Really? You've worked.
Yeah,
You've worked in these kind of situations, and you mess up when you get your ass bumped.
Yeah, I dare you to come in here and pipe a swan with an ass bump. All right, Don?
Hey, I've piped better than this shit. Let me tell you.
You know what? I'll show you how it's fucking done. At least I can still do it. And Carter then kind of externally kind of has just and starts just going back to piping. And it's just, you know, once it's like, it's just the noise and the rhythm, he'd get back into it.
Yeah, you'd probably pick up the rhythm of, you know, getting the two sides of the pastry, piping through the middle, kind of getting them all situated, and then placing them out on a tray to go out, you know.
Oh, yeah. And like Arthur, I imagine, just for flavor text, gets along pretty well with the rest of the kitchen.
You mean Carter?
He's just very... Yeah, Carter. Who did I say?
You said Arthur. You said Arthur.
Carter.
Arthur's my boy. He doesn't even go here.
He doesn't even go here.
He doesn't go here.
He's on a train solving a murder.
Sure
No, Carter gets along pretty well with the rest of the kitchen. Kind of tends to mother hen people a little bit. But yeah, he's pretty focused on just getting all of these fucking swans piped. He loves what he does.
Swans.
He just sounds angry all the time.
Yeah. But that's kind of what you guys are doing to get yourselves into the groove for kind of casting off on your trip. And it's not a very long trip. It's probably a couple days out to sea, you know, kind of like, you know, do a loop around and, you know, come on back. It's kind of how these trips tend to be, unless there's any specialty cruises where there's a destination that's been set and you have, you know, a few days on land at different locations. But this one just seems like you're going out to sea. You're gonna just kind of anchor there for maybe a day or two and then turn around and come back. So it's nothing too crazy. But this is kind of the general things that you guys would do to prepare yourselves for any cruise. This just happens to be a really big deal. This is the 50th anniversary of, or the 50th cruise that this ship has gone through. So for a ship like this, 50 is a pretty big deal. that it stayed together this long and it's still continuing to ferry people out into the world and back again. As you're kind of working, you do notice that the intercoms that are kind of stationed around these brass bells that are kind of woven throughout the building to kind of connect the different rooms to the deck, like the main deck with the captain and all of the navigational team. You hear a very comforting voice kind of come over that just says, "Hello everyone and welcome to the SS Verbena. We're going to be embarking shortly. I just want to let everybody know that we are on track to setting sail. Please make sure you have all of your belongings, and we will have people around to help you get those to your room and get you situated. We can perform a muster call, and then we will be setting sail. We will be heading off for our 50th cruise. Thank you everybody for coming along and being a part of this journey." And yeah, there are people that are just like, "Oh yay, wow, this is great, this is awesome, I love this," and they're kind of clapping along. But just if anybody needs anything, I am your cruise director. My name is Pater, and I will be helping you throughout your journey, and I will also be helping with entertainment and all kinds of activities on board. So if you see me, don't hesitate. You can't miss me. And just kind of like a little hearty laugh, just like a laugh to himself, and a few patrons are just like, "Haha, I don't know what this individual looks like yet." So it's like just kind of some casual conversation over the intercoms before everyone gets back to work. As you are preparing to serve the guests and get the guests kind of going with the schedules that you've been given beforehand, you all have an opportunity to reflect on the things that you kind of want to accomplish for this cruise. Whether it's, do a good job, make somebody happy, make somebody's day, or get through another goddamn cruise. I am tired of this, and we're doing this again. We're doing it all over again. We just had another one a couple weeks ago, and we're doing this again. Or even if it's just, I'm gonna do something for me. I'm gonna have a good time. That's kind of what you guys come to in terms of your own resolutions for what you're going to do on this cruise. Now, as you finish up your resolutions, you do hear the telltale signs of the crew that's in charge of engineering kind of, scuttling around through some of the back stairwells to kind of get things ready, make sure everything, final safety checks, final engineering checks, stuff like that, before the boat kind of lurches away from the dock, very slowly at first, but begins to pick up speed as it turns away from land and moves out into the open waters. Now, your guests. You have to deal with some of these guests. They're starting to overwhelm parts of the ship because now they're here. They're here and they're energetic and they're excited and they're ready to be entertained and they're ready to be on vacation. They're ready to enjoy themselves. So, I want everybody real fast to roll me a performance check.
Ooh, first roll.
First roll.
Also, Jason, how do you spell, was it Pater?
Pater, Payter.
All right,
I was
Ashley.
right.
Yeah. Shusho asked.
Yeah.
Performance.
Okay.
Okay, that's worrying.
Okay.
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 George got an 8.
George. Oh, George.
Oh, George.
He's doing his best. He's distracted though.
That's
His
all right.
checklist.
That's all right. So George got an 8.
The customers are not his favorite part of the job.
No. And if anyone else wants to just shout out what number they rolled for performance.
Oh,
That makes. Oh, you go first, Casper.
I was just gonna say, Carter got a 14.
Okay.
Okay, I feel a little better about my roll. Piper got a 13.
Okay. And Addie?
Atticus rolled a 23.
Jeez
Ooh.
Louise. All
Ooh.
right.
Atticus.
All right.
Hey.
So we'll
Hello.
start with the 23. Those same people that you were flirting with have followed you the entire time you were getting things set up, and the people that you're working with are, this is normal. This is normal. There's bound to be at least one or two people that are kind of drawn to you immediately when they kind of get things going and you bring out the violin. You start playing. I'm going to have you roll another performance check for me.
You got it.
To play that violin.
Excellent. Dirty 20.
Okay. Very nice. So you're kind of running through the songs that you typically play that you know from memory that are like the ones that they're your go-to for impressing people. They're the ones they're the ones that you play that like they tug on the heartstrings. They get people invested in your performance. They're the ones that's like you play. You know the ones. Those are the ones to get people to fall in love with you. You know those are the ones. They're like, these are my romance songs. And
Oh yeah, My Heart Will Go On. It's a real banger on cruise ships.
Oh, for sure. It's
Bad time to take a sip.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Also, all I could think was, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Anyway, here's My Heart Will Go On. Shame we're on a cruise ship while I'm playing it, though. But that's okay.
I know. Hope everyone got their floaties.
No, it's
To
fine.
save a life.
Whew. But they are eating it up. They love it. They love it.
Of course they are.
And
Look, I'm even doing my work, so who could be mad at me?
So far, like, this is the way that it seems like this is the greatest thing that they've ever heard. And it's kind of a mixture of you're playing it really well and it's really beautiful, but also the fact that you just kind of have this energy and this air about you that's kind of like, come along with me. I'll show you something fun. I'll play you a little music. I'll devise some kind of experience for you in this moment. And you'd probably be doing this as the guests are kind of settling down for lunch. So a bunch of them are kind of coming in and it's their first meal on the cruise. They're like, we kind of waited and then we're going to sit down and eat while we're here. So you're performing not only to these people that have kind of followed you in, and they're not eating. It's like they didn't come in here to eat lunch. They came in here to listen to you play.
So as the other guests start to arrive, because I assume it was more or less just these two girls and that cute harpy looking gal back there who was looking real flustered, wandering around in the dining area. As people start to enter, I really just kick up the dramatics of it. The whole I go from like very sweet dude who's playing violins on the side of the street to Lindsay Sterling.
Oh, so you're doing like the like hopping back and forth across the stage and kind of like wiggling your shoulders.
Dancing and twirling and just
the shoulder.
Wiggles.
She does that shoulder thing.
She does the shoulder thing.
So you're doing the Lindsay Sterling shoulder thing as you kind of dance around the stage, and you do amass a pretty decent audience. More people are starting to set themselves at tables that are near you. Even though I'm pretty sure the waitstaff is trying to guide people to specific tables, they just kind of walk away and head towards you and just kind of sit at those tables anyway. But
oops.
yeah, they do want to listen to your songs. They do enjoy.
Awesome. That's all I could possibly ask for.
Right. There are a few that are kind of waving towards the waitstaff like, yeah, I'm sitting over here. Like, I'm not sitting where you want me to sit. I'm sitting over here. Including there's an older gentleman. He's an owl Aarakocra, very red in his feathering. He has a sweater vest on. He looks very, very well learned, very academic, but very old, this man. And he's sitting by himself at one of the tables, and he's kind of trying to catch the attention of one of the waitstaff, but it seems like they keep passing him by to go to like another table with more people. But he's by himself. No. He's just kind of like just waving like, no, oh, okay, as they kind of like walk past. Piper, do you see this gentleman trying to
Yes,
wave down
of course I
waitstaff?
see this gentleman. I do my job well. I
Oh,
keep
man.
my eye out for people. Yes, I see this gentleman.
So he does make eye contact with you, and he's just like,
Yes. Yes. Hi, sir. Hello. Welcome to the SS Verbena. How can I help you today?
and he kind of looks up, kind of ruffles his feathers a little bit, but more like with pride, not because he's nervous or anything. He's just very proud, and he just leans over and goes,
I just retired.
Well, congratulations. I'm sure you're starting your retirement off very well by joining us here today for the 50th cruise. We're very excited to have you on board celebrating your retirement.
and he reaches forward and he grabs his cup and he kind of cheers to nothing in particular, and he just goes, I don't have to work again. And then he takes another sip of water and he sets it back down, kind of very proud of himself. He just had to tell somebody, but he's like lucky that he kind of got you over. And he goes,
Because I'm celebrating my retirement, I want to know what sort of things, what sort of desserts you might have that might be celebratory.
Desserts, right? We have we have a very nice like swan pastry that why don't I check in with our pâtissier to see what we can specifically do to celebrate your retirement.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
and he just kind of settles back down into his chair. A little, just kind of like he flops down a little bit into his chair, like he was sitting straight to kind of give this announcement, and then he kind of flops back into his chair. Once he notices that you're gonna head off into the kitchen to check up on this request.
scuttle off towards the kitchen. Can I I'm gonna open the doors to the kitchen. Mom!
Carter pops his head up. Pips!
Mom! I panicked again.
All right, I'm over here. What do you need?
I knew the desserts. I did. I promise I did. It's just, okay, so there's this owl man over there. He's sitting all by himself. And he wants something to celebrate his retirement. And I said we had the swans, but I panicked and I didn't know what else, but I just wanted to see if we could, I don't know, make something celebratory for him.
Something celebratory?
He's looking for something celebratory. He wants to celebrate his retirement. He doesn't have to work a day again. Doesn't that sound nice?
Okay, listen, you say celebratory? Okay. All right. Yes, we have the chocolate. We have chocolate eclairs. All right. We also have vanilla eclairs. We have plain eclairs. All right. We also have some apple tart dawn. I got that in with both Gold Delicious. Gold Granny Smith and whatever the fuck. He'd start listing off apples. Not Red Delicious though. I made damn sure none of those were ordered.
You kind of hear a reverberation of Don just like,
Goddamn Red Delicious. Get that shit
Damn
out
Red
of here.
Delicious. Get that
God.
shit out of here. Anyway, he says that part out loud, and then anyway, sorry, Pips. We also have tiramisu. We have it both on a plate and in a cup. It's more custardy in the cup. What does he like? Do you know?
I actually didn't ask. I should have gotten that. Oh, darn! I knew I should have gotten that. I should have done that.
Hey. Breathe. Just. All right. Now, do you have a notepad? Do you want to take notes?
I do have my notepad.
All right.
I will write down all these desserts. Do you think maybe once I get his order, we could just write congratulations on it or something?
I'll figure something out.
You are my lifesaver, Mom.
I got you, Pips. Now go.
She's gonna write down everything that Mom says, and she will go back out to list it to the owl man in a kind of like she'll get there and she'll go, hi, So I did check in with our patisserie, and we have some really nice desserts for you today to try out. Let me know which one sounds good for you. And then she'll start like listing off the desserts.
Oh goodness.
And she'll reiterate that our patisserie is wonderful. He has some very delicious desserts. Anything you try will be fabulous.
And he's going to he does have a pair of circular glasses just on the end of his beak. He kind of pushes up a little bit and kind of looks over your shoulder at the list to try and read the things that you've written down.
Would you like to see them for yourself?
It might be easier if I read them.
And he kind of
Yes, sure.
he kind of like awkwardly grabs at the little notepad.
She'll place it
walks over there.
and slide it over to him.
What's this one?
And he just kind of points at a random one that it's probably because it's like that he can't read it, but he doesn't want to admit that he can't read it. He's like,
Oh, what's in this one? What's
Oh,
in that?
She will reiterate the ingredients because she probably does know them. She will stumble her way through them, but whatever it is, she will reiterate the ingredients.
I think I'll have that one. That one sounds good.
and he'll just kind of like sit back up and hand the little notepad over to you, and like settle himself down, get another sip of his water.
Excellent choice. I will be right back out with that, sir. And she'll scuttle back over to the kitchen.
As you're
to
heading
tell
back,
Mom.
I need you to roll perception for me.
For perception.
Yep, perception. Actually,
Okay.
what's your passive perception?
My that's my passive 15.
15?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, perfect. That's what you need. That's yeah, you're good.
Perfect.
That's perfect. One of the other tables, as you're kind of heading back, tries to wave you down, and from the looks of it, just like out of the corner of your eye, you do see that there is another table of people that are kind of waving you down, trying to get your attention. Do you go to the table?
Yes, I go to the table. I'm sure to mark down specifically which dessert my owl man wants, and I go to the table very quickly. Hello, welcome to the SS Verbena. I will be your server today. How may I help you?
You do notice that it is a couple of women. They're older women, dressed very elegantly. It looks like they've already started to have a conversation. They've taken their napkins, already draped them over their laps. It looks like they're here for a meal. They've been kind of laughing and joking about whatever conversation they were having. And the one woman who had kind of flagged you down kind of looks over. Her hair is kind of done up all nice. It's in like long braids, and they're just kind of bedazzled with like a few bits of jewelry, and it looks
Aw.
like they're on a nice luncheon together. Yeah, a little bit. And she kind of looks over and goes,
Excuse me, I was wondering if we could get some tea for the table.
Yes, of course. Is there any specific type of tea? I can see what we have.
and the one woman looks over to the other, who is also wearing like a very nice dress, kind of buttons up the front. And she kind of goes,
Don't know, what tea do you have?
She's flipping frantically through her little notebook. We have Earl Grey. We have a nice lemon zest type of tea. We have the special Verbena 50th anniversary tea. It's a special blend we've come up with across the, by picking up spices, and we have we have the tea. We have tea.
and immediately both women are kind of like, "It's okay, sweetheart. Like it's okay. Don't worry. We're just asking for tea. We're not picky. Like it's all right."
I would recommend our special blend. It is very nice, and we only do have it for this one cruise because it is the 50th anniversary.
And the women are they understand that it's a lot of pressure. They're not they're not judging or anything. That you're just kind of flustered and worried, but they just kind of go, I think the 50th sounds wonderful. What do you think? And then the other woman's just like, oh yes, I think that would be lovely. I'd really like to try that. That sounds fantastic. I'm looking forward to whatever blend this 50th cruise blend is. I'm not sure what's in it, but it sounds exciting. Always good to take a little bit of a risk, wouldn't you say? And then the other woman's just like, oh yes, of course, very, very calculated risk, but very, very nice.
We have a very wonderful chef crew. You will not regret this, I promise. I'll be back with your tea in a moment. Was there anything else I could get for you?
I don't think we will regret it. It's just tea, dear. But I think that sounds good for right now. Thank you. And they kind of like the one woman kind of leans over and like pats your hand a little bit because she could tell that you're very, very nervous about this. But they're okay with everything that's going on. They're like, do your job. It's fine. We'll just be here vibing. That's cool.
She's gonna nod and she's gonna look a little relieved and scuttle her way back to the kitchen. She will hand Mom she will tell Mom what the owl person likes and head over to, I'm guessing there's like a tea station, right, with like pre-set up stuff.
I'm thinking there's some sort of cabinet or some sort of I don't know what the word is, but it's like they have their tea selection kind of organized in different kinds of boxes for leaf teas and teas that are kind of in individual packages, but it's not like the Lipton tea packages. It's like they've been kind of folded nicely into like little tiny paper packages that go into the different kind of cups, and you do have cups and saucers kind of stacked next to it for you to kind of pick and choose which things you want. And there's a place for you to boil water, and all of that's just kind of in one area of the kitchen.
Cool. So she'll set that up. She'll set up a little tray with like a saucer, creamer, the thingy, the creamer pitcher. You know what I'm talking about, and like the little sugar bowl things that you bring to tables. I don't think they'd have packets, would they? Would they have packets of sugar? I don't know.
They probably have little sugar cubes.
Yeah, so she'll set up a little bowl of sugar cubes for them and like make sure they have all the spoons necessary and the napkins and the tea, the everything, cups and stuff, and waits for it to brew. She'll go back to Mom while it's brewing. Hi, Mom.
Hey, Pips, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. There's just a lot of people out there, and I feel like there's a lot more people than there were the last few cruises.
Might be.
I don't know, but they seem really drawn to the entertainment, and the entertainment seems really nice. Maybe this time I can actually try and go talk to them.
Yeah.
And
Sorry, really quick.
Misha's ready. Just
would Mom know about Pip's desire?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think you should then.
Maybe this time I can try. We'll see.
Well,
do you?
Huh?
Is everything going well back here?
Yeah, running pretty smooth. During this time, Carter is like, so like, if it was like a tiramisu or something, like I think he may have gotten like a really fine point, like chocolate piping thing, and is putting congratulations on the tiramisu in chocolate. So just as he's talking, just really in his element, just, oh yeah, no, it's been going pretty all right back here. Once, as long as people aren't running too much, but other than that, we're doing all right. How's it going out there besides people liking the entertainment, which is a good sign?
They're coming in. They seem pretty good. I'm hoping that by the time there's more people and like dinner actually gets started, I'll get better on my sea legs again. It's always hard when it starts out,
Yeah. I mean, I have a little bit less of a shock for it being back here. I don't really get to watch everyone come on, but 6 to half a dozen for me either way. Big crowd, small crowd, as long as they're all hungry and eat my food, that's all I care about.
That's true. You think you can save me something for after my shift?
I don't think it, I know it. What do you want?
Can I have that little dessert again with the flowers?
Of course, I'll be sure to save you one in one of the back coolers. I'll label it, all right?
Thanks, Mom.
Of course, and kind of
And
pat the head a little bit.
she's gonna I'm guessing the dessert is like ready, right?
Yeah, once the congratulations is piped onto it, he pushes it over to Pips. Like,
She'll take it. Yeah, she'll take it and put it on the tray with the tea, and pour the tea, make sure everything's all set, and start to bring it back out.
Wonderful.
Are we about to learn that this fantastic owl man won't be able to read the congratulations on the cake?
No, he can. He can read. He can read. His eyesight's just going a little bit. Just a little bit. No, he's literate. He really is. This has no bearing on the story, but he's just retired from a position as a professor at a university.
Oh
God. Oh, thank God.
Yeah, so he's done his time as a teacher, and this is his first like big hurrah now that he's kind of not teaching anymore. But
I love it.
yeah, he's great. I love him. Yeah, so Olivia.
Oh no. Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that.
Olivia. I'm going to need you to
No.
roll something for me.
No. Yeah, what do you need me to roll?
I'm thinking, what am I gonna have you roll? What am I gonna have you roll? I'm gonna say, let's have you roll acrobatics to balance all of these things that you're carrying.
Okay. Great. Sick. Let's see. See what I can get. Oh, okay, that's a 14.
Okay.
Don't say it like that.
Well, here's the thing. You are able to carry everything. You're good. You're set.
Uh-oh.
You're set. Nothing bad happens. You're saying this like something bad's gonna happen. Nothing bad
You're
happens
setting
here.
it up like something bad is gonna happen.
No.
Okay.
No, you're fine. It's okay. You are carrying this. The tray is a little wobbly because it's like you might have put all of the tea stuff to one side and then the little dessert to the other, so the weight is a little bit off. Just a bit, but it's like once you get the tea and all of the accoutrement down on the table for the women, the tray does lighten up a little bit. You kind of get your grip back on where the weight is, and you can kind of hold it in a way that your hand isn't wobbling as much. But you do get the tea down, and the women are very, very grateful, and they're kind of like, ooh, just like, yay, tea. And they kind of pour each other, little cups of tea and kind of fix it for each other, just kind of like a oh, I know how you like your tea, let me do it. It's like, oh no, I want to do it. I want to like, and they're just kind of goofing around with each other, having a good time. But
I love these ladies.
they
I
thank
love
you for the
them.
tea, and you kind of head off towards the owl man, who is kind of slumped back in his chair again, listening to the music. He's kind of tapping his foot a little bit to the beat of the group, because I feel like after you've played your violin for a little bit by yourself, more people kind of come in and kind of accompany you with maybe some piano, maybe a little bit of snare drum, just to kind of give you something to kind of improv off of if you want.
Once other people start coming in and playing with me, I might continue my bratty attitude and go down and play amongst the tables.
Oh boy. Okay, so you want to get off the stage and kind of roam around while you play?
There's a cute server girl down there, and have a closer look at her. Not gonna lie.
All right. So I'm gonna have you roll performance for this.
Here's hoping I don't fall and make a
Yeah,
fool of myself.
I would hope. Fingers crossed.
21.
All right, very
Ooh.
nice. So you've done this before. You know how to kind of follow up your bratty, petty attitude towards your fellow musicians. You know how to back that up with actual performative, sway and
Mm-hmm.
just you know how to work a room. And you kind of make your way around tables. You stop at some of them to kind of give people like a one-on-one kind of show, and they're like, "Ooh, this is so cool! They're playing for me. This is great." Before you kind of swerve around and continue on to the next table, you definitely have fancy footwork. You kind of have a little bit of a dance going on as you kind of glide around tables and around chairs, and you're playing at the same time. And the people on stage, they're like, "Ah, this again? We're really gonna." God, come on, really? But everybody, all of the guests love it. They think this is amazing that you're kind of interacting with them in this way. And are you going towards where Piper is?
Yeah, like I'm
Specifically?
making an obvious show of trying to hit every table, right? Because that would look poorly on me to look so obvious to go after one person directly. So like, maybe those two girls from earlier, they're sitting the closest. So of course I come back down and play for them. And then maybe I scoot to a table with some older looking folks on it. They love this schmaltzy stuff. And then I kind of dance around until I can naturally make it over to her.
So, Piper, from what you noticed, that the violinist is actively coming towards you. just in a roundabout way of kind of dipping through tables, but is
Oh,
coming
God.
in your direction.
I can like see this happening.
There's no way to not see this happening. There is
That's fair.
absolutely no way to not see this happening.
Have I given the owl man his dessert?
He was kind of invested in listening to the music, and he's kind of watching this dance kind of happen as Atticus is kind of coming closer to the table.
I hope he thinks I'm coming towards him.
Oh,
That
for
would be
sure.
very
Oh,
fun.
for sure.
Piper's gonna put down the dessert and absolutely scuttle the frick away, terrified. she will bust open the door. She'll do that thing where, like, you bust open the door and you like slam yourself behind the door and just kind of like panic for a moment.
Oh,
She's
no.
absolutely doing that.
Oh,
And then she's gonna like peek out the door window. I'm assuming there's like a little door window to the kitchen.
You're in the kitchen?
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen.
Yeah, she disappeared into the kitchen.
She just ran her for her life
She like
away from this
spotted-
large shark man.
ran. She absolutely ran. And it's not, she's scared. She's just nervous. She's a nervous being. So it's not in like any offense or anything. She's just nervous.
Can I recover to maybe notice that there is congratulations written on this piece of cake?
Sure.
To instead of trying to talk to Pips, maybe play a congratulatory song for our Birdman.
Sure,
Because
go ahead.
I'm not going to be an asshole. If someone runs from me, I'm not going to chase after them. That
Yeah.
would be absolutely creepy.
No, sure, I'd say roll perception to see if you can check out that congratulations on the dessert.
Okay, well, my perception is not as good as my performance, so let's see what we can do.
Uh-oh.
I believe.
Oh, not bad. 14.
You do notice that there is a dessert that was recently placed on the table before the server ran away. If you can kind of maneuver yourself behind the gentleman in the chair, you can kind of read what it says, and it does say congratulations. You don't know why it says congratulations, but you know that
Not a
it says
clue.
congratulations.
Well, I do my best not to play a birthday song because it would probably just say happy birthday on it if that were the case. So I just play something else that is just like upbeat and congratulatory. Just really generically upbeat.
Yeah, and he loves it. He just kind of sits there. He's like, ooh, and like his little ears kind of, his little flash is kind of like, ooh, beautiful. Like he loves it. He's having such a good time. But this is kind of what goes down in the dining room. The three of you are kind of working the room in terms of food and service and music. We're gonna head on over and see how navigation's doing. So the boat is now kind of out of port. You can still see the land kind of off behind the boat where you originally came from. And you just see out the front window out into the ocean. It's just open water for as far as the eye can see, and it's beautiful. You've seen it quite a few times, but it always looks just picturesque every time you look at it. The captain is kind of going from desk to desk to kind of see how people are doing. They're talking to, different people that, like go check out, engineering, see how things are going down in the engine room. I need you to go and see if, such and such is ready for this, or to, open this part of the deck for, different, games on the top deck, and just different kinds of things. It's the captain doing the captain things that oftentimes happen with these. And right off the bat, it's like instantaneous. As soon as the boat has set sail, everything starts to come together. Different cogs start to turn, and different, departments start to get to work. You do feel like a little tap on your shoulder, and surprisingly, for as gentle as a tap as it is the cruise director, Pater, the Dragonborn, who's kind of standing behind you. That's kind of, nervously tapping on your shoulder for a minute, and just, I don't want to interrupt you, but are you busy at the moment? Have you gone through and kind of motions about the checklist?
I've gone through my checklist 3 times. I'm not quite busy right now. What do you need?
Oh, wonderful. I don't want to pull you away if you're doing something at the moment. I want to go and do a quick walk around just to make sure that everything's in order in terms of, lifeboats, security measures. We had somebody that I sent out a little while ago to kind of take a look at it. Just want to go follow up with them, and never hurts to have another pair of eyes in case you want to come along.
Absolutely, I'd be happy to do that. And he kind of puts down, like, he had probably still holding his checklist and just kind of making sure mentally, like, okay, yeah, I did do that. I know I've checked it off 3 times. I really did do it, though. That was all good. So he kind of sets it down on a nearby table and then, goes to follow Pater.
Perfect. So you and Pater kind of move from the deck and kind of go around the boat. You wave to a few, families and guests that kind of see you and notice your uniform, and they're like, oh, wow, like, that's somebody from the, like, they might know the captain. That's really cool. They work to help sail the boat. And there are a few people that kind of are talking to their children, like, this is the job that the navigation does. They help the boat go from point A to point B, and they steer the ship, and they're kind of motioning with their hands how the steering wheel works, even though they've probably never seen all the technology that goes into actually sailing the ship. But they're kind of, they're trying.
And they are.
There are a few groups of people that kind of just wave to you as you kind of pass, and Pater also waves hello. You do kind of go out a side door that leads onto an outer deck that kind of wraps around the entirety of the boat, because along the sides is kind of where you have all of your security measures. So, like, additional, like, flotation devices in case of a water evacuation and you have to get out onto the water. There are a few additional, like, life preservers, all of the ropes that are there to kind of tie the anchor in place and to kind of moor your boat against different kinds of docks that you kind of dock at in different ports. I'm going to ask you to roll an investigation just as you're walking. Just to see how security and safety is looking.
Yeah. I got a 16.
16. Everything seems to be in order. You do take a few moments as you pass, go through your routine stop. Look at this. Kind of compare it to your mental notes of this.
I think you would have physical notes that he's made down of other times he's done this.
Yeah,
Pulls
so,
another
like,
little folded checklist out of his pocket, all ready to go.
So you would definitely, like, compare to your notes, like, yes, this is supposed to look like this. This is supposed to be arranged like this here. And this is supposed to be in working condition at, this position. And all of the different ways that the things on the side of the boat kind of work and how they're supposed to be arranged and organized in case you need them. And
maybe kind of test to make sure some things are tied securely or whatever.
Yeah, just to make sure everything's good. Nothing seems to be out of whack. Everything's kind of in order, and you follow Pater, who's also kind of doing the same thing, looking at the different, and he does a few times kind of like look back to see what you're doing, because he might not know as well as you do how things are supposed to work. So he'll like stop, look at like a life preserver, look back to see what you're doing, like yes, this is how, yes, this is working, this is great.
Making his own little mental notes.
Yeah, kind of doing that, but kind of walking along with you to go around the back side of the boat now, where there's a few additional things, more along the lines of rigging for the anchor specifically, but you kind of follow along behind him, and it's uncomfortably quiet. It almost seems like he wants to engage in conversation, just as like a no, how's the weather doing sort of thing, but it's weird because you're supposed to be on some kind of patrol.
Yeah,
like
and this also makes George
patrol.
awkward because small talk's not his favorite thing ever. So,
And it's
Yeah.
almost like he can tell, because he's also a little bit like that. He's more extroverted when it comes to putting on that performance of cruise director
Yeah.
for the guests, but
yeah,
talking to you specifically one-on-one about work, not as
Yeah.
much.
no,
But he does come to a point where he's kind of walking alongside you, and he kind of looks down and just, so how's your morning been?
no, it's been good. Been the usual for a cruise like this. How's yours been?
Busy. Lot of people this time. I didn't think we'd get this kind of turnout, but
Yeah,
I'm pleasantly surprised.
me too. I'm not quite surprised because it is the 50th, and we usually do get a pretty lot of people on these, but it is more than I was personally expecting. So I guess that's a good thing.
That's true. I also heard that we kind of added to our ranks in terms of crew. I haven't met any of the newer staff members, but it's probably because we had so many guests.
I haven't met them either yet, so
Yeah, we need to make sure that we can accommodate everybody, and we got to have eyes and ears on everything, make sure everything's running smoothly.
absolutely.
I think one of the newer navigational people was the one that was sent out for the checks. That's why I'm coming to check on them, just to make sure everything's okay.
Yeah.
And
Always good to double check.
you came highly recommended by the captain for your know-how.
Oh, thank you.
I can see the notes. How long has it taken to organize those notes?
I mean, it's taken me about a year and a half or so for this ship specifically. I mean, I've had with a couple other ships, I worked on my own sets of notes for those, but
Oh, this isn't your first cruise ship.
no, I've been working on ships for about 5 years or so.
Oh my goodness, I can't even imagine. And you have notes like this for all of the ships that you've been on before.
Yes.
Incredible. And he genuinely seems intrigued at your notes.
Cool.
And he kind of walks along beside you. You talk a little bit about the different kinds of cruises that you've been on, and the different things that you've gotten to see, and the different things you've gotten to do. Has it all been navigation, the work that you've done on previous cruises?
I feel like George would have had to work his way up maybe from a more basic position. I don't know what all kinds of positions are on boats, but I feel like probably start off with something pretty simple and then maybe solve a navigation crew. It's like, hey, that looks cool. And then kind of apprenticed with them and then became skilled at it.
Nice. So you do talk about this kind of path that you've taken, this journey from starting as like a cadet or something on the cruise
Yeah.
to working your way up onto the bridge and working with the captain. And Pater genuinely seems interested in this conversation. You do kind
Cool.
of round the corner on the other side of the boat, and you're making your way along the edge, and you do see another person in navigational uniforms kind of checking out one of the boats on the side, and you kind of approach them, and Pater kind of comes along with you and just, hello, are you your security for this area? Work safety, right? Safety? And then the other guy just kind of looks over, and he's kind of frazzled to see the two of you just kind of sneak up behind him. But he kind of turns around and he goes, safety. Yes, safety. Was I supposed to come with somebody else for this? Was I sent out on my own for this, or was I supposed to check by myself? And Pater just kind of, well, we assumed that you'd be okay to handle this by yourself. Do you need somebody to help accompany you with this? And just, oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine. I got it. It's perfectly fine. I'm just checking
Do you have a checklist?
a checklist.
Yeah, I found it's a helpful way if you're going out on a boat to make sure you do all the things you need to do.
Oh no, I've got it all on the noggin. Just running through the mental checklist of things. And Pater kind of looks back to you and looks back to this individual and just, are you okay? Are you doing okay out here? I'm fine. First cruise is always the most nerve-wracking, I'd say. I haven't worked on cruises before, so this is new to me. I've done security and I've done safety for, buildings and businesses and warehouses and stuff, but I cruises are new. I just learned how to do all this, so just a bit, and doing it by myself, it's also a little. Could you come and take a look at this, see if I did it right?
Would you like a copy of my checklist? If you ever want a copy, I can write down another copy for you.
Oh, do you could you make me another
Yeah.
copy of that?
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd make
It's your
my
first
job.
cruise, it's a big help rather than trying to keep it all in your head.
Oh, that'd make my job a whole lot easier. Thank you. And he kind of nervously kind of scuttles over to you, just like, okay, and kind of like looks over your checklist and just, if you could make me a copy of this, that would be, so I don't have to do any of this, with the noggin. I can have a physical checklist to.
Yeah,
go
it's a big
through
help. You don't
things
have to be anxious then if you've forgotten something, because it's all right in front of you.
That would be really helpful. Thank you. So this, the security person is now like, yeah, you know your stuff. I want to I want to be well prepared for my security checks and my safety checks like this.
Yeah.
So Pater does go over and, to the limited, knowledge of safety, kind of like looks over everything and like, everything seems to be tied off, right? And kind of adjusts one of the ropes on one of the boats just to make sure that it's securely, attached to the side of the boat. Could I get you to roll a perception check for me?
Yep. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. The moment Pater steps over to kind of check the ropes and tighten it up, this individual that's standing at your side, you see them make eyes at what Pater's doing. Just like right where he was standing originally, now where Pater's gone over to check, is keeping an eye on what Pater's doing. Just kind of watching.
George would think that's weird.
Yeah, so kind of watches, but then immediately kind of turns back and just, yes, I'll write down my room, and kind of takes the little pen that you have with your checklist and kind of scribbles down a room number in the crew's quarters specifically of where he would be located, so that you can drop that off when you have a spare moment.
Thank you. I should be able to have that to you tonight or tomorrow at the latest.
Oh, that'd be perfect. Whenever you can get that to me, that'd be great. I'll pick it up and I'll have it first thing in the morning for, daily duties, and I won't have to refer to memory. I will have it all written down.
It'll make it a lot easier.
Perfect. Thank you. I didn't catch your name?
My name is George.
George, pleasure to meet you. I'm Freddie.
Nice to meet you, Freddie.
So Freddie is going to kind of give you another thank you, walk past Pater, kind of give Pater a thank you, and then just kind of slip into one of the doors back into the interior of the cruise ship and just kind of go off about his way, doing his things.
George kind of goes over to Pater quietly and is like, I think we should keep an eye on him. He seems just a little off.
Okay, good, because I wasn't the only one who thought that.
No, he was watching you kind of weird as you were checking the ropes.
I knew I felt eyes on me, but I wasn't sure. That was very odd.
Yeah. I'm making him the checklist just to, give him the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he's just nervous, but
That's true.
I just don't get a good vibe off of him.
I was also very nervous when I first started on ships like these.
Yeah. Could just be nerves.
Could be.
But always good to keep an eye, just like you said, just in case. The more eyes, the better.
I'll continue to, survey this area of the deck just in case he decides to come back.
I'll make sure I make extra checks of it as well when I have a chance.
Perfect. So, no need to continue along, this route. I'll keep looking, and I'll just go through some of the security checks that I have left, because I understand a few, but I don't know all of them. But I do know the few that are left on this little walk, this little route. But why don't you go inside, treat yourself to something to eat, and then I will come back inside to kind of get everybody sent off on this new trip. I'm excited to see where we go and what shenanigans go down with this group of guests.
It's always interesting working with the general public.
I couldn't have said it better myself. And he kind of gives you a pat on the shoulder and kind of sends you off back inside to sit down and get something to eat for lunch.
And George kind of offers, like, if he has any questions, he knows where to find him. So
yeah, he's sure to run into you at some point because he's everywhere on the ship at all times.
Yeah.
He's just all over the place.
Exactly.
I actually think this is a pretty good spot for an intermission.
Yes, I was just about to say.
Yeah, this is a really good
Awesome.
spot for an intermission.
Oh, my hip.
Oh no, your hip.
Was that sound your hip?
Oh, did y'all hear that?
I heard
Yeah.
crack.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was my hip.
Oh gosh.
Oh,
Oh no. So
you need to stretch.
we're actually going to go to intermission, about 10, 11 minutes or so intermission. We will get our intermission video up, so everybody go run to the bathroom, get a snack, stretch your legs, crack your hip,
Put my hip back into place.
Yeah,
It's
get
falling
your-
off like a Lego.
get your
Also,
hip.
we'll make sure
Nice.
that the cast and crew redeem all of the hydrate or dihydrates that we got during the game.
Yeah, we'll tally those up so we can hydrate and dihydrate and then undrink water and
Forgot I have
whatever.
to actually participate in that.
You
now.
do.
Yes.
You can't just make us drown, Olivia. You gotta drink with us. You gotta drink water.
Oh.
I gotta drink.
It's the song Shots, but it's
with
all about water.
It's with water specifically. All right, so we're gonna go
Look at
to intermission, and we will see you guys back when we return. Well, hello.
Hello.
Hello. We are back.
Well,
Hello.
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 Hello. We're back. Did you miss us? I would
we
hope
missed
so.
you.
We missed you so much.
You so much.
So much.
Like I was just sitting there going, you know what? I miss chat.
Yeah.
I miss chat a lot.
Yeah.
We're just so glad to see you. We're just so glad to
Thought
see you
I'd
guys
never
back.
see you
Yeah.
again. Audio's good. Thank you. Thank you, Shusho. I appreciate it. I really
If you ever
appreciate
see people
it.
crying, that's all you have to say. The audio's good, and they'll instantly stop crying. That's
You
what
know?
Yeah,
Immediate
you're right.
serotonin boost.
Yeah, when I know that the audio isn't garbage, that's how I know. Just
Yeah.
beautiful.
You see someone crying in the bathroom, and you go, "The audio's good." They're like, "Oh, thank
Oh,
you." They stop
Thank you.
crying.
Yeah, they immediately stop. Like, is it really? Wow,
Oh,
awesome.
Thank
Thanks.
goodness.
It's a beautiful
God.
day.
God.
Yeah. So, where we last left off before our little intermission, there's a lot going on in the dining hall, in the dining room. There's Pips trying not to just cease being while trying to work. Atticus is working the room. We've got Carter making a bunch of pastries and trying not to goof any of them up.
Nope. Trying to. It's again. This is the 50th. It's got to be perfect. Though I think Carter honestly approaches every cruise the same way. Of this has got to be my best yet. This has got to be my best yet. Every time.
Yep. Despite even like external and internal stimuli that
Yep.
have the, that have the potential to ruin even just a singular dessert.
Yeah. No. It's.
Yep. And
That's a fantastic sentence, Jason. External and internal.
and
stimuli.
internal. Don't forget Don. Don't forget
Oh
Don.
God, Don.
Don't forget Don.
I don't think I could if I tried.
And we have George, who is making the rounds to check everything's safety and security measures, all that good stuff, and is noticing some really sketchy activity with some of the new crewmen in navigation and security. Strange. Really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pater has sent George off to go get something for lunch to sit down and kind of relax a little bit because, checklist has been checked 3 times. All of the, outdoor security measures and safety measures have been checked multiple times. And you are set to go and mingle a little, enjoy yourself, have something to eat, and take the weight off your feet for a little while before you have to get back on the bridge. So are you heading to the dining room?
Yes. I'm heading to the dining room, and I'm probably... Is Pips out on the floor or not at this point? Or is she still hiding because Atticus?
I don't know. Is she still hiding?
I ran into the kitchen. I have yet to return just yet. I will wait until Atticus has gone back on stage. I am definitely peering out the window, but it's definitely one of those moments where you see Pips run into the kitchen. She slams the door behind her and is kind of pressed against it, chest really beating really fast. You can see her panicking a little bit, and she just kind of looks around back behind her. There's probably a kitchen window, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, she looks through the window and kind of ducks a little bit, and then peeks again. And just kind of keeps doing that until she sees Atticus go out. She's like, "Oh God, I need to go back up there." But I can't.
This has John Hughes high school movie vibes to it.
Yeah, it does.
It's very much, you could see her feathers kind of fluffed. She's like, "Oh God, I can't go back out there. Not yet. That was not natural. That was not. Cannot.
As you're kind of peeking out of the window, you do kind of hear from behind you, there seems to be like a step stool kind of scraped across the floor up to the window that's in the second door besides you, because it's like a set of double doors, and there's a second door that also has like a little porthole kind of window, and a a little step stool is kind of scraped up to it, and quickly you just kind of hear like little foot patters like up the steps. And if you look to your side, there is a small blonde child also peering through the second porthole in the door, just kind of also looking out. And he kind of like looks over to you and he's like, "What are we looking for?"
You see that fish man person, the entertainer. You see the entertainer over there with the fancy violin and the fancy looking outfit?
Yeah?
I'm hiding from them.
Why?
He started coming towards me, and I panicked a little.
Because somebody walked over to you?
I want to talk to them, really, I do. But I wasn't prepared for it, you know. I like to prepare myself for these things, and I just wasn't ready, and you know, like I just wanted to, you know.
So you never heard of the word spontaneity?
Spontaneity?
Yeah, that one.
I mean, I have. I'm not a very spontaneous person, you know. It's just a lot when you meet new people. Like we've known each other for a while now, right?
Yeah.
So like it's easy to talk to you because we know each other, right? But
Yeah.
but out there's new people, and sometimes it takes a little bit to get to know people and to get up the courage to talk to people.
But you're a server, isn't that your job?
Yes, it is. And when they're sitting down at the table and I just need to go up and take their order, it's fine because that's what I do every day. You know, it's like how you help out around the kitchen every day. But when someone comes up to me, okay, well you're going to learn. You're going to learn.
I just kind of want to eat everything.
You and me both.
And that's why we're friends.
She's gonna nod her head. But see, he tried to approach me, and I people approaching me is a little bit of a tricky situation because I don't prepare myself for that, and that's a little bit of an issue, you know?
Yeah, but you just gotta be spontaneous.
Spontaneous.
Yeah, that one.
I suppose you're right. You know, maybe next time, once if they do that again, I'll stay my ground and maybe I'll talk to them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're kind of gonna have to, cause I think they perform here a lot. So.
You're right. You're very, very right.
Yeah.
Shouldn't you be? Isn't there something you need to do? Somewhere? If there's something I should be doing. Oh God.
Oh,
I'm gonna
maybe you should be working.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Cause there are people out there, and you're in here, and I don't think you're supposed to be in here.
Oh God, you're right.
And
Oh,
so
he's gonna kill me if I stay here any longer. Oh God, I gotta go outside. Okay, what if I, where's the tray? Oh, there's a tray. And she's gonna like just pick up an empty tray so she can look like she was like trying to grab something to like clean up something. So like she's putting on an act so that her boss does not kill her.
yeah, so when you kind of reach over for the tray, the boy's gonna like quickly just kind of like give you a little pat on the shoulder and just go, "Good luck," and hops down off of the little step stool, pulls it back, and as it's scraping across the floor, you hear the head chef from the back just go, "Sammy!" And then he's just like, "Sorry, pop-up." And like just kind of folds up the little thing, kind of slides it back into place, and like heads back to kind of get out of the kitchen, but then kind of like makes a beeline for one of the soup kind of chefs that's kind of dicing up some onions to go into a broth or whatever, and is just kind of like poking his head around trying to get into everybody's business. And then you were left alone with your tray again.
Yeah, with that, she's gonna kind of take a deep breath to herself, and she'll peer out one more time. And even though if Atticus is still out there, she's going to make a little bit of a brave face and go out. She's not going to go directly into Atticus's direction. She will try to attend the tables, possibly in the further away sections from where Atticus is, but she will go back out.
And luckily, you do see George come in and take a seat at one of the tables.
Yeah, he
yeah,
definitely
I'll
sit
go
at one of
over.
the further away tables, so.
Yeah, so George is there now.
I'll recognize like the uniform, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay. So I'll go over to George then. She'll be like, "Oh, thank God, someone who's like on the ship," and she'll, "Hi, welcome to the dining area. I see you have one of our uniforms. I don't think we've met. I'm Piper Pips. You can call me whatever you like." She's gonna
Nice
go
to meet
ahead.
you. He shakes back, kind of awkwardly. My name is George. I work in navigation.
George, it's very nice to meet you. Can I get you anything here?
Yes, actually, I'm pretty hungry. I didn't know what kind of seafood dishes you might have.
Seafood?
Yes. Like if you have sushi or something like that, that'd be good. Or if you don't, then if you just have like crab or even just like salmon fillet.
You will see her flip through frantically her notebook again, and yes, we do have some seafood options. Today we do have a cod and it looks like we have a salmon dish, a lovely salmon dish. I do believe we do have some shrimp. Is there anything specific you were looking for? I don't think we have any sushi at the moment, but
That's okay.
is there a specific type of fish you like more? Maybe I think we might have some lobster in the back, although that might be for dinner.
I mean, salmon's fine with me.
I'll go get you a. Is there anything else I could get you? Something to drink?
Just a glass of tea, please.
Tea. What kind of tea?
I know we have a lot. I would like to try the 50 anniversary one because I've
Yes,
never had it before. So
Thank you. I can definitely get that for you. I will be right back, and she will make a note of it in her little notebook and scuttle back to the kitchen to grab that for George.
can George roll to see if he saw Pips and Sammy peeping out the door?
Oh yeah. If you wanna roll perception to see if you caught the two of them poking their heads through the
Because
windows.
Pips did run it into the back room.
Can I also roll to see if Carter notices that from inside the kitchen?
Yeah, go for it.
George
Would Atticus
got
also
a-
like to roll, or are you
Do you see her?
Atticus is gonna leave her alone. If he sees an explosive reaction like that, he'll try again later.
Gentleman.
George got a 14.
14?
What was this perception?
Perception, yep.
That is a dirty 20.
Boy.
Hey.
I would say with that, Carter, you do see the whole thing just at a glance. This, seems like something Piper would do. Just like personality-wise, frantic kind of stuff.
He knows her enough.
Yeah, you two are friends. You can figure each other out pretty well. George, you'd see her rush in abruptly, but it would look like she started very close to the door before she came in. So whether she was standing at the window and looking out, whether she was like contemplating something before she came out, you don't necessarily know, but you do know that she like immediately burst through the door from right behind the door.
Cool.
So Piper, are you going to get George's meal?
Yeah, I'll go in. I'll say like one salmon, please. And get the tea prepared while I'm waiting for the salmon.
Yeah. So I mean, since it's one dish and one drink, it's pretty easy. You kind of get everything together, bring it out to George, kind of set it out on the table. I think at this point, a lot of the diners that were there for lunch are starting to finish up their meals, get ready to head out, So there's a bunch of empty tables that are just kind of covered with dishes and stuff at this point. But George, you now have your meal, and you have your 50th cruise special tea blend.
Yee. George kind of says to Pips, because she still seems nervous and because he did see her like go in the back room, but he's like, is everything okay? Like, it's completely normal to be nervous. I just wanted to make sure everything was fine with you. Like, if I need to fight someone, just let me know.
Oh no! It's totally fine.
Okay.
There's no need to worry. No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. I there was a situation a little bit ago where someone tried to approach me and I just wasn't prepared, and I just kind of went on my way, and all is well. I promise. Thank you though. That's very kind of you to.
You're welcome. I've never fought someone before, but I'd be willing to do it if anyone ever needs me to.
Please don't fight me. I'm so fragile.
So fragile.
I'm so fragile.
So fragile.
Well, that's very honorable of you. I do hope you won't have to fight anyone though. That doesn't seem very, kind, or not that it's not kind, because obviously it's their fault for starting the fight in the first place. But like, I just wouldn't want you hurting yourself.
I appreciate that.
Us crew members need to stick together.
Exactly. But I'd be willing to do it for a good cause if I have to.
But that's very noble of you.
Well, thank you.
Sorry.
George is gonna throw down with Atticus in a minute.
I love that we crewmates got stick together. Atticus is like,
I work
too.
here. I work here.
I know, but I didn't recognize your outfit. There's a different panic.
I love the energy of Pips being like, well, we know each other. We've been on this boat for so long together. And Atticus is like, I've been playing in this troupe for about, 10, 15 goes about on this ship. I just haven't chosen to approach you yet. I'm offended. And also fragile.
I love we work together. I also work here.
that's my favorite. It's just the.
But I work here. This is my job.
I have reasons.
No, it's so funny.
That's
So
good.
funny. Oh my gosh, do not ever take it back. That is the funniest.
So good.
That
Oh
is
my
so funny.
I need that clipped of just, we crewmates gotta stick together. Just. Oh gosh.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh man.
So now we know
she
that
did
George.
say before she wants to talk to the musicians, so it's out
Yeah.
there.
I mean, I also like the fact that George is like, just sipping tea. I'll totally throw down for you if need be.
I'll absolutely just
Casually sipping tea.
It's nice to meet you. I'll throw down for you now.
It's like, it's
For
so
good
glad to
cause.
finally meet you. It's like, I will curb stomp somebody for you to defend
I've never
your
done
honor.
it before, but I will.
Thank you for the tea. I now will throw.
I
will
will
not throw
protect your
hands.
honor with my life.
Yeah.
It's like, I can and will kill for you. No musician is safe. Nice to meet you.
Oh dear Lord. That.
That's so
Atticus tries to flirt once, gets thrown from the ship.
good. Yeah, and it's just George in the middle of the night just chucking you out.
All right.
She said you made her nervous.
Get out of here.
I love how she even said, I want to talk to them, and it's just like, well,
Well, there was a but. And that's
There was a but. It's just nervous,
George has never been in a fight in his life, but he's still like, might be willing to try it.
he doesn't even know if he can fight.
Oh, really confident.
oh my gosh.
He likes
This
love
his
it.
theory. He's read too many action novels. He feels like he could do it.
Oh no.
Oh,
Well,
this
Atticus is just towering over this person.
I love the mental image of Atticus just standing there and George like just looking up and going, I think I can fight you. Just
Can I
like, yeah,
ask for a
I
quick
think I
second?
could.
How tall is everyone? Because I'm realizing Pip is very short.
Let me see if I wrote it down.
George is about 5'5", 5'6".
I'm here to try new things, like fighting.
5'9", which is actually short for Kalashtar, but he looks more human, so he looks average.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
How tall?
Atticus is 6'8".
I thought as
No,
much.
you
I
are
love
approaching
it.
a
Half taller than
4'5"
George.
harpy. A 4'5" harpy.
Now I can
Porky
see
be
why a dancing 6'+
Shark man.
shark man dancing at you would be absolutely horrifying. That's really scary.
Terrifying. Of course she'd run.
Oh man, how
But
tall
I'm
is
so soft. So
how tall
soft
is
and
George?
fragile.
Yeah. 5'5", 5'6" actually.
Okay, so 5'6", 5'9", 4 foot,
4'5".
4'5", and 6 foot
6'8".
6'8". Good
Dear
lord.
Lord.
Oh my god.
Digitigrade, legs, large tail. He's just honestly, a very intimidating looking creature. But he's soft. He definitely probably doesn't have the highest armor class in the group or anything.
I mean, there's just unfortunately it's because there's a lot more of him to hit.
True.
I'm just saying,
Yeah.
there's a lot
Look,
to
I'm
hit.
just a boy. I'm just a boy
Just a
who wants
boy.
to meet a pretty little bird gal. That's all I want.
And not get thrown
She
by the
wants
ship.
to meet
Get
him
thrown off
too.
the
She
ship.
And get
Take her
chucked from the
time.
ship.
Oh.
I love that. I love that so much. So George, you do have this meal. Piper does explain the situation, and I can see why it's absolutely horrifying now. Gosh, at first I was like, yeah, there's somebody just dancing over. I don't see. And then I was like, oh, 6'8". Never mind.
Yeah.
You're 4'5". Yeah, no, I can see. Okay, I
Just
get
twice
you.
her height.
There's a reason I want to run.
Jeez.
God.
I would like
Yeah.
to meet on my own terms. So I have a
Preferably when
control.
you're like sitting on the floor.
When we're at eye level.
Maybe so I approach you instead, so it's not like I have this intimidating shark person coming at me.
You're
Just
seated at a
wiggling.
table and I have a tray. I have a
Yeah.
script for this.
I have a
Oh,
script.
I can do
Exactly.
that.
I have a script.
That's so funny though. Oh
Um,
man. So
I'd probably.
oh,
Pip stands on the high chair and look down at Atticus.
Oh my god.
Pip standing on the table.
No.
She likes to feel tall.
Yeah, I'd say though after she did help out George and explain the situation, she'd probably have to go back and do her other duties to get the rest of the servers right.
Yeah, I'd say that it's a casual day. Everybody finishes their meal. Everything gets cleaned up. The lunch rush kind of fades away. Most of the guests kind of go off to do their own thing, explore the ship, lounge in the sun, get drinks on the deck, their own things at their own pace. Dinner rushes the same. Some of those same people come back. Some of them might be dressed differently, more, elaborate for a different kind of, sit down and relax meal sort of thing. But, the day's work kind of comes and goes just as quickly as it started. And as you're all familiar with, at the end of the day, as things start to lull into the evening, the sun does set over the water, and it's beautiful to watch. Just the glow of the sun disappear beyond the horizon as you head out to sea. You do all kind of finish your duties well into the evening, prep for the next day, get food ready, get safety measures checked, prep, musical sets for if you're playing in a different lounge, if you're playing out on the deck, stuff like that. Cleaning your uniforms, pressing your uniforms, getting everything prepared. and you do return to your quarters for the night to get yourself well rested for an early day in the morning to go back to work and do it all again the next day. I would like everybody to roll perception for me.
Again, don't have very good perception.
I
Kind of a
know,
dummy.
you gotta perceive so much.
All right, Carter got a 17.
17?
14.
Okay, 17.
George got a 24.
Ooh,
Hey.
very
Hey,
nice.
yo.
Piper got a nat 1.
Piper, no!
Piper, you're asleep. You're out. The minute your head hits the pillow, you're done. You're asleep. You are not waking up until the morning light. That is
The anxiety took it all out of me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
honestly, yeah, that would make sense. Just the exhaustion of social interaction just knocks you out the minute you go
God,
to
seeing
bed.
that very large fish man just come at me. Man, terrified. Just right at
Yeah, you do kind of like start to fall asleep a few times, and then you just remember this enhanced and exaggerated image of this individual just tearing across the room, and you're like, that's not how it happened. I know that's not how it happened. But like if you close your eyes again, you just hear like the what is it?
the Jaws theme.
I was gonna say Flight of the Bumblebee, but no, Jaws is better. Jaws is so much better.
And now I look like the shark from Finding Nemo, right?
Yeah.
Ah, gorgeous.
All of this because Pips didn't have a script.
Because Pips didn't
Yeah.
have a script.
Pips
Exactly.
didn't have a
I
script
went
for
off
social
book.
interaction, and now you're haunted by the soundtrack to Jaws.
Exactly.
Because of
That's it.
social interaction.
Because of social
Yes.
anxiety.
Rip.
I love that for you. That's so funny. But yes, you are asleep. Unfortunately, it's just, fortunately, it's just a regular night. For the rest of you, for the 14, Atticus, you hear, as you're kind of getting situated in your quarters, you do hear people in the hallway who are out a little after when most people would go to bed. It doesn't surprise you. You're like, yeah, a few people were probably out getting drinks when they got off shift, which they probably shouldn't be doing, but you're like, live a little, that's fine. And you do kind of knock back out. You are a little confused as to why the server was so scared of you. You're like, I was playing pretty music. I was smiling. I was being nice, and I was coming over to give a little show. Like, why did she run all the way into the kitchen? This is weird. Like, you're not used to that.
She looks so fearful. I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's just a little confusing. But it doesn't prevent you from falling asleep. And for the 17 and the 24, you also hear people kind of shuffling out in the hallway. You both are like, these people aren't, taking their job seriously. They're just goofing around. And long after you hear like these footsteps kind of trail back to their rooms, George specifically, you do hear like a little like muttering voice from the hallway, and it's familiar. It's Freddy from earlier. You hear him kind of walking down the hall, just kind of like pacing down the hall. It seems that he's reciting the security checklist that at one point you filled out and left in his room. He's kind of going through and reciting everything and reciting everything and reciting everything. Then after he recites it, he starts to recite a different kind of list. It seems like he's reciting it in tandem with this first list. It's kind of hard to pick up because the doors are so thick and kind of bolted in such a way, keep water out if there was any, whatever. But it's kind of difficult to hear, but you can tell that he recites the same checklist that you had, as well as a few other either additions or changes to the checklist that you had that are kind of in line with the security checks and the different safety measures. But it's almost as it's like reading what you wrote. So, like, this knot for this rope to ensure this. And then afterwards, reciting it to change to this, or do this a little differently, or something to the effect of taking your checklist and modifying it. So it's like finding ways to modify the things that you've written on your checklist. You don't know why, but you can tell that it's like things are being altered or planned to be altered.
George's not a fan of that.
I don't imagine anyone would. But after about a few minutes of listening to this, you do hear the voice kind of trail off down the hall and disappear. And you don't hear Freddy out in the hallway anymore.
George makes double sure that his door is locked and then makes a note that he'll tell someone about this tomorrow. Like Pater.
Yeah. Okay. So you kind of just, jot that down with your checklist. And,
Then I drink my tea.
yeah, you do have a little
I have
tea
more
cup.
tea.
You have more tea. More of that
Yeah.
50th cruise tea.
Yeah.
And everybody kind of heads off to bed for the evening after your first day at sea. Navigational crew is probably going to set a course and probably stop for the night at some point during the evening. So navigation, George, you don't have to worry about doing anything because the captain has people to kind of oversee that.
Cool.
And then everybody else is already planned in advance for their next day of work, which is probably going to start bright and early in the morning. So with that, you've officially completed your first day on the SS Verbena.
Eee.
There you go. Got some suspicious activity.
Real suspicious.
Real suspicious
Yeah.
activity.
Suspicious, and only one of the characters is even aware of it.
Yeah.
As Pips' major problem right now is the giant shark man from Finding Nemo trying to eat her.
Yeah,
Right.
and the
You're
Jaws
right, though.
soundtrack for some reason.
Ta-dun, ta-dun. You just hear Bresson wiggling the shoulder wiggle to
Oh,
the
it's
sound of
shoulder wiggle. I know. I knew it. I knew
Yeah,
it was
it's-
a shoulder wiggle.
It's that
Dun.
Lindsay Sterling dance that's just coming at you from across the room
got
that's doing it.
It's too
Exactly.
aggressive. I got it.
Just a little too aggressive. Yeah, but I think that's probably a good spot to stop after your first day.
Hey.
And yeah, I will be prepping for whatever those strange changes were in the
Uh-oh.
security checklist for the next time we sit
No.
down and play.
No, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
No.
Can I
So,
ask
yeah.
Freddy and his friends very politely to just leave off the side of the boat?
You can ask.
You do a little sexy shoulder wiggle and maybe.
Yeah.
I'll ask George to just start throwing them off the side of the boat.
It's like, hey George, I know you want to start fighting. So here's a perfect
Here's a good
opportunity
cause.
Here you
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Well, Jason, thank you so much for
That was
running
so
the first
fun.
session of
Yeah.
Verbena.
Yay! You all have such wonderful characters, and I can't wait to subject them to shenanigans.
Excited.
I'm so excited to see
Excited
what
but
happens.
fearful.
Yes, it's a good time. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
Ah. All right. Well, we will be back with more Verbena, not next Monday, but the Monday after.
Yes.
So that will be Monday, the 7th. We'll be back with more Verbena. Next week, we will be doing another game with myself as the DM. Jason is a player, and Ashley is going to be a guest on that stream for a little bit. It's going to be clocked in. So we're going to be starting back up with that urban fantasy that we were running last year before the holidays and the break and all that. So if you want to see more of that, be sure to tune in next week. And the VOD for this, as well as that next stream, will be on YouTube. So if you want to check us out on YouTube, look up Thesperience Productions, and you can find all of our previous D&D games with all of the various players and DMs we've had. And we would love to see what you all think. So really quick, could we do a quick run through of everyone giving like their socials so people can
plug
find...
Plug yourself and your stuff.
Let's start with the DM.
Me? We're starting with me this time?
Yeah, start with you. Start with the DM.
Wonderful. So, in case people didn't catch at the beginning, I am Jason Larock. Hello. You can catch me here on Thesperience. I'm getting back into streaming on my own Twitch thing, J_Sun Larock. It'll also pop up on the outro in case you would like to see it written out, if not in the chat. I run Verbena that you just saw me do now. I also, again, am on Nexilis for Clocked In. I do voiceover stuff. I've got 2 visual novels that are currently in the works that I'm working on that are coming out soon. We got a demo in the works for a game called Office Type, which is a dating simulator about dating personified versions of office supplies. And I am going to be in, I am in a 18+ BL about Russian drug cartels that's supposed to be coming out soon within the next month and a half or so, called Nightshade. And I play one of the antagonists, Ada, and he's adorable and I love him. I mean, he's evil, but he's adorable, and I love him. You should definitely...
Even evil ones can be.
I know,
adorable.
even the evil ones could be cute. So go check that out. I got to make fighting sounds and scream a little bit, which was great. I loved it. It was amazing.
Amazing.
But yeah, you can check me out all those places, doing all those things, and I'll be around to do stuff. So, who would like to... Does anyone want to volunteer to go next? Or if not, we can just pick people.
I'll go next. So, on all the websites, the spelling is ASHLEECRAFT. And you can find me on Twitter at Ashley_Craft. And pretty much every other social media website I'm on, it's Ashley Craft without the underscore. So you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Twitch at that name as well. I also have an Etsy shop. If you search Ashley Craft as one word on Etsy, that is what the shop's name is. I also have my podcast, Finley and the Chaos Crew, which on most social media is Finley Chaos Crew, just without the and the part in it. And that's where you can find that. Again, we have more episodes of that in the works. And I'm getting ready to launch some exciting things on my Etsy. And I always have lots of different products in the works. So expect to see some fun things. There's going to be some Easter-themed things soon. I'm getting that stuff in the works. I did some Valentine's, Worm on a String Valentine's, and they did very well. So there may be something Easter-themed that has to do with Worms on a String as well. And you can find that on my Etsy.
I love Worms on a String. That's
yeah,
so
they're
good.
so good. I love them so much.
I'll go next. You could find me at Miche Arts, MICHEARTS. That's good for my Ko-fi and for my Twitch streaming. If you want to find me on Twitter, it's that same name, but with an underscore between the Miche and the arts, so Miche_arts. I voice act like pretty well everyone else here on the thing. I've voice acted in Jar of Rebuke, Softboiled Detective. I'm in 3 visual novels with a 4th one coming out. My first 18+ one as well, and as a main character.
Ooh.
I'm about it.
You're gonna love it. It's for the Ace Game Jam
Hey.
that's coming out. I'll be getting to play a wonderful little non-binary ace cutie.
Oh, so good.
I love it.
Very excited. I also do a lot of comic dubs right now. One set with Astral Dreamers doing Undertale and Deltarune comic streams, and another one with a kid named Jaden. He does a lot of video game ones, and I'm currently Rain Whispers from the Owl House in those comic dubs. I don't read the Owl House, so I forgot his name. Or I don't watch the Owl House, not yet, anyways. And yeah, and you could find any other links or information about me at my card, misharts.card.co. And I'm looking forward to being in more streams with you guys.
Yay.
Yeah. And Olivia?
Yes, hello, it is me, Olivia. I am not a cool voice actor, but I do silly little doodles. You can find my art at Olliartie, OLLIEARTIE, on both Twitter and Instagram. I just draw a bunch of silly little things.
You also animate.
That's my shtick.
Yeah, you also animate.
I animate every once in a while. Now that my program's up and running again, I'm gonna try and animate a little more. Let's see what happens.
Yay!
Also, if you like One Piece,
Oh my god.
Olivia draws real good One Piece fan art. I'm just saying.
Your Sanji is just always a gender.
That is.
You're
not
fixing
neither
him.
or there.
You're fixing him.
Fixing him.
And also
But
the
That's a man who
volume,
needs to be fixed.
the volume in Usopp's hair every time you draw Usopp, just the hair.
Well, thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thanks.
And I am Casper Oliver. I do streams here. I'm here every week for various tabletop stuff. I also do stuff for charity whenever I can. Also do podcasting with, again, Jar Rebuke, Finley and the Chaos Crew, The Softball Detective, Georgie Romero was done for, The Queer Thesperience, and whatever the heck else ends up on that list. And I just like to do all sorts of stuff. I also love to cover things within like mystery fiction, crime fiction, and like murder mysteries. And so if you find that kind of stuff cool, I would love to have you stick around on my socials because I love to do deep dives on the genre and it's a lot of fun. I don't really do streams on my own. I usually am either here or on Jason's channel, to be completely honest. But you can find me on social media. I'm always interacting with these four on social media, so I'll be easy to find through them. But yeah, that's me. And thank you all so much for coming and watching.
Yeah, we also want to give a big thank you to Grinding Coffee Co. for supporting our streams, our D&D streams. We also have a discount code with Grinding Coffee Co. We said it at the beginning of the stream, and we'll say it again at the end. If you like Black queer-owned coffee companies, definitely check out Grinding Coffee Co. We have a discount code there, Nexilis Games. If you use it at checkout, you get 10% off your order, which I love a good discount. So definitely go if you like, you know, different kinds of fun coffee flavors. They have cold brew. They are, I think, either they have it or they're coming out with decaf soon. They have hats. They have sweaters. They have masks. They have coffee cups. They have like cool little things with their logo on it, which is like a skull drinking a thing of coffee, and there are rainbows involved. Like, that's amazing. I love that. So if you
Also,
like those, definitely go check it out.
Yeah, it's also a little perk of have met the owners of the company before, and they are wonderful people. Like, just from personal conversations, and they like to promote like queer and otherwise marginalized streamers all over the internet of all different kinds, whether it's tabletop or video game streaming or just chatting or whatever. It's really wonderful. So be sure to check out the link in the chat.
Yeah.
Yes, it has recently been dropped.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm also going to promote coming up soon. Ashley, Casper, and I will be on Be Gay Do Crime with No Man.
Yes.
That's coming up soon. Cass and I will be playing a one-shot tomorrow.
And then Ashley, I think you were assigned a date today.
I don't. Was I? Because I looked.
I don't know,
because
I know you mentioned it in
I
the
mentioned
Discord
it.
server, and I don't know if you
Yeah.
got a day or not.
I don't think they responded yet because I
Wait.
know they've been busy with stuff. So
Hopefully soon. So when you know that
Yeah.
day, we'll share
Yeah.
whatever day that is, so people can go
definitely.
and
Oh,
watch us
here,
be
let me-
gay and do crime.
Let me promote the Twitch that it'll be on. I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah.
just
I
that.
think it's gonna be on No Man's.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it is.
Oh, but that's not their
Oh no, it's the underscore.
Twitch.
Mom
Sorry.
underscore Ann.
Ignore that one. Ignore that one.
We don't know that person. Don't go to that person.
I don't
We
know who that is.
I don't know her.
I think that's the one we know.
Yeah.
That's the one.
There we go.
Actually,
The one with the underscore.
and they're even. We could raid.
Oh, well, let's raid once we
Yeah.
kind of wrap everything up here. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be on Be Gay Do Crime tomorrow night. What is it? 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Pacific. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's gonna be tomorrow. If anybody wants to see us be gay and do crime.
Oh, yeah.
So that is tomorrow, and then next week on Monday, instead of Verbena, we will be here with Clocked In. So Jenny and Chelsea will be back to reprise their roles of their little gold standard baby beans.
Yeah.
So we will have
Baby
the
beans.
baby beans together.
This in Verbena, we fight pirates, and Locked In, we fight capitalism.
Yeah,
Yeah. Valid.
Oh,
There we go.
perfect.
there
Yeah.
we go. So we will be back.
And also, real
on
quick,
Monday.
I
Yeah.
forgot. On March 1st, I'm actually launching another Kickstarter.
Oh,
Yes, I'm launching a Kickstarter for it's going to be an immersive queer novel called Diary of Mothman. You're going to get a letter from Mothman in the mail twice a month, or you can get it emailed to you instead. And there'll be all kinds of fun perks, like you could get as an add-on, like Polaroid pictures kind of Mothman doing different things, and get different, like you can get a box to keep the letters in, and all different kinds of fun add-ons like that. You can get a friendship bracelet from Mothman.
I want a
So
friendship
that's going to be
bracelet
launching
from
on March
Mothman.
1st.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
from
so cool.
Mothman.
That's so
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, I love
And if we hit our
that.
stretch goals, then we'll also have a podcast version and maybe even some enamel pins.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Enamel pins.
Yeah.
Oh, love that.
I'll
I'm
keep an eye on on their Twitter. Please,
Yeah.
I
Hell
need
yeah.
this funded. So
I know,
Yeah.
Mothman content.
Yes.
Oh, jeez. But yeah, a lot of good stuff in the works coming up. So keep an eye on everybody's social medias for that. I
All
think
right.
that's all of our announcements and stuff. I think.
Yeah, I think that
Sounds
is.
good.
So I'm gonna
I-
go to outro. I'm gonna go to the outro, and then I'll get everything set up to go raid Anne.
Perfect.
Yay.
Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.